So rest of the patch notes and stuff and things. We got another banner that has the White Rider and the Black Rider level 2.
Yeah.
I think we've kind of voiced. I know I voiced my opinion on the White Rider level 2, um, or just the White Rider in general. So I would not spend for the White Rider, but the Black Rider, I think is pretty good. What do you guys think about the Black Rider? Do you think this is a good banner to spin on if you want a good or a raid?
It's got a lot of competition at both costs, to be
Yeah.
honest. So I wouldn't say it's necessary, but it's neat. I mean, it's got a cable. It's got the usual stuff. Some other cool stuff with the stealth as well, and the mode jamming and all that. So it's got a lot of utility. But I don't know. I feel
think if
like
you already have, like,
at
the
any
night
given time that
game,
you're gonna be doing its bullshit, you could just easily get swiped by like someone coming in with like a heavy swing and be like, "Oh, you were doing something." Bye.
I think the White Rider's worth it, but I think you can make a case for the Black Rider because I've been seeing the Black Rider do pretty well. And again, like it was mentioned that it has utility, and of course, a very unique playstyle. I've seen a lot of people make quite use of that, where they'll like turn invisible in front of their or behind their team, so that way the enemy team is shooting at their teammates, and they can just sneak around like literally right next to their teammates and come in for a surprise attack that they're not anticipating. Or like the obvious thing, just go to the back line, go invisible. It's a very unique feeling raid when you play it. I think there's like if there's a case to roll for 500. White Rider, yeah, big fat no. Please no.
Well, there is the
It's at the
chance
same
to.
cost as the Zusa.
You do have the chance of getting the level 1 still in this banner. That's the cool part about these new level up banners that they've been putting in, is you have a chance at all the previous levels so far. So that's one of the nice things. So even for the 450, if you don't like, if you want the White or the Black Rider at 450, you still have a chance at this. I think especially for the 450 Black Rider, definitely one that you could go for if you don't have a good 450 raid.
Yeah.
Just play the trainer.
Yeah, and then if you just have the trainer, you just don't need anything else.
I want looking to trade for trainers. I've got GM Powered 3. DM me.
Oh my goodness! I wish you could like trade suits, for goodness sake. Like it's crazy. Like the
But the
amount of
money.
suits that I would want. That I know people want some of the stuff I have. Like I got like literally once I got back, I was like, okay, let's dump everything on the enhanced double zeta here. And the amount of gold and silver boxes that I got, I was like, this is ridiculous. But I want the enhanced double zeta. Can I just trade everything I just got for that? Because like quite literally she was killing me. She was going, I've got a good feeling about this one.
It is a Grandpa
then,
Gundam.
And then it was like whatever. And then I've got a good feeling about this one. Next, I got a good feeling. I got a good feeling. I got a good feeling. I'm like,
Feeling going to fruition.
You're killing me, woman. You're killing me. Stop. Like,
remember when the Zaku mine layer was a meme?
Oh my goodness, right?
Oh god.
You know, if this
now,
was like a
the
TF2,
FS.
Oh my god.
I don't know if
yeah, like I just get reminded. Oh, I think I heard about that. But for me, it was like the Zaku mine layer. Honestly, if this was like a TF2 economy, Team Fortress 2 economy, the Zaku mine layer would be like the the refined metal. Yeah, I have 15 Zaku mine layers. Can I trade for enhanced double zeta? Okay.
I beg.
Right. In chat, I got a good feeling about a bad one.
I have a horrible feeling about this one.
Right, pretty much. It was like,
Just
here's you a
over there,
3-star, and then it was a gun one time. It was like the Moon Gundam's weapon, and I was just like,
oh, well, at least you got that fucking.
Yeah,
yeah,
I mean,
I would have been secondary.
I will say that also means that the parts should be in the
like the overtune part and all that.
Yeah, that should be in the recon crates, because I didn't know that gun from the Moon Gundam was actually in the lottery at the same time. So it looks like all the stuff from the step up banners. We were like, oh, because we were questioning if the like Psycho frame or whatever, or the Psychomu frame piece was in something, but looks like, from getting the weapon at least, that would say that you could actually get the Psychomu frame or the boost part that they just did for the enhanced double Zeta, should be in the recon crates at the end of games. So there's a chance, and yeah, that's kind of cool. But anything else on the white or black rider?
Black Rider's all right. White Rider, I wouldn't try to stand it too hard unless you just really are interested in trying to hunt for those heavy like shots or whatever. But could also just spin on the D2.
Right. Another complaint for the white rider. That standstill time after you fire, that commit stance is crazy.
I was born in a commit stance.
I know, but like that commit stance is like the over commit stance. Like, ooh.
Even if the people of Commit Stance City look at it with disdain as well, Magnum.
Yeah, right.
Damn, why is disdain still so long? What the fuck?
Yeah, right. Like well,
Like
if it was a solid beam, it would be okay. But it's just like the Unit 4's beam. If you had to just sit and watch whatever you shot for another 2 seconds afterwards.
Yeah, it's clear they took it from Code Fairy and they just changed the beam, but they didn't change the stance that it does. And I noticed that. I was like, hey, you stopped firing. Can you move now? No.
So Ferrari mentioned something that he's never seen a person get the Psycho frame from a crate. I don't know if that's something anyone else can confirm or not.
I haven't either.
Happened.
Yeah.
Like the gun makes sense because it's a gun, but the parts are supposed to be out of the lottos in general, right?
So, you don't get parts in lottos, but that's what I'm saying. There should be a chance. If the gun's in it, then there's a good chance there's the parts are in the recon crates. But I mean, again, I haven't seen anybody get it either. So I
think it's just the gun then.
It could just be weapons.
That's my thoughts.
But which, I mean, how many times do you see a part out of a container anyway? For me, very few and far between. So
did it drop in the post-game matches? I feel like they used to.
Yeah, they still do.
Now I can't remember.
They lowered the rate, but like
yeah, they still do. It's just, like I'll get like the new model frame 2 or something. Like once out of every 500 recon crates or whatever. So it's like like that's the thing. Like there's probably, like, if they are in there, your chances of getting it are near nothing anyway. But there's probably a chance. I mean, they haven't confirmed that or anything, but yeah, seeing that the weapons got put in, the sub weapons, that's actually really nice at the very least that the sub weapons are put in, or the secondary weapons. But anyway, the rest of the patch notes though, we'll talk about ranked here in a minute as its own category. In the ticket shop, the Isaac level 3 and the HML level 1 has been added. It's too late to just go and get those right now unless they're somehow in there today. But the HML, definitely a top support at its cost, especially after the buffs. I can highly recommend that if you don't have a good 650 support. Definitely an awesome suit. Definitely want to check out. Hopefully the ticket cost isn't too high. Sadly, even though I'm a fan of the Isaac, level 3, probably pushing it a little too high there.
Yeah, like I've had successes with the level 3 Isaac, but it's clearly not the best thing you can use at 500. Like the HML, that's a golden goose right there. You snag that up, yeah, you're good. The Isaac, you can make use of it, but yeah, again, there's better supports at 500.
Yeah, there are better supports at 350 than the Isaac, though.
Damn.
Oh my gosh, I knew it was coming. I was like, oof. Oh man.
That's pretty good.
Here comes the pearl clutching. Oh Lord.
Oh man.
I don't know, man. I'm personally in a mindset like you don't have to be sweaty or want to like. I there's no point where I wanted to be like uber sweaty at the game, to like think that the Isaac is just underwhelming. Like I don't know. I've just never been a fan of that suit.
I think it's pretty good.
At this point, I can't
at
help but just
500.
laugh.
Ooh.
I'm like, okay, Emblem. Let me go ahead and mathematically lay out why I think the Isaac is good.
HML is outclassed at its own cost, though. Yeah, I can see that.
Magnum, I'm on your side here with the Isaac.
But the HML though, the HML. What were you saying, Gustav?
Prior mentioned that HML is kind of outclassed at its own cost just because of the other stuff that's like dropped around it, and also like some of the suits and stuff.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I still think it does really well though. Like, it still has a good combo. It's once you get low, you're essentially a general. That's actually a support.
I mean, it can, but I can also say that I don't really see it too often either.
Like I
think
mean, I would say the
that,
game log's just way better now because of the buffs. But
I think the HMO does really well when 650 is not rush heavy, which unfortunately, half the time I play 650, more than half the time actually. A lot of people is just rushing in to get that. Oh, I'm gonna get that damage on you, you know. In the HML, I've noticed a lot of people do a lot better with the HML when it's a lot more slower paced and work its magic on the on the enemy team. But like you said, like the game walk, I think the game walk
Oh, I was
has
too short.
uses for it over the HML, and definitely the full armor Haikushiki is definitely I think better than the HML. Uh,
yeah, full armor is definitely one of those
depends
that
on how.
kind of came in and outclassed it for sure.
Yeah, for me it depends on the match how I see the HML. Good, because like I said, like if it's running in going crazy, I don't think the HML lasts as long compared to other supports. The dodge roll, which is nice.
Yeah, when you get low, you get the double dodge roll, and then being able to fly is really nice though. That's the other thing that's kind of crazy too, is you can actually position pretty easily with it. You need to reposition sometimes, but
Shows you that if you give a support a dodge roll, it's not completely broken. Now, if only they put that on the just maybe a few other supports, maybe.
Yeah, how about
Maybe.
that shit?
yeah, that's the thing. Like, but the argument is like it still would be broken if you gave it to it outright from the beginning of the match. You have to be at like 30% health to take advantage of that, which
Or
is
you
kind
can
of the
just play
downside.
C1.
Yeah, and then that's the thing. Then you got the C1. That's the thing. I don't know. I feel like the rocking back and forth combo though, where it got buffed. That's kind of what made the HML like from pretty good support. Definitely kind of definitely top tier, but not slightly lacking. But being able to go back and forth and combo its between its stuns, and you can stun like 2 and 3 times in a row. Like, that's what that buff is what really kind of changed it. But oh, here we go. DP store though is next in line here. Well, I guess we did get some of the marks for cosmetic things as well, with Witch Hunt Squad and Black Dog Squad.
Yeah.
And but then in DP store, we got the Cubile.
Kubaloo, finally
Hey,
there.
now you
Out,
can get the once overpowered suit for 650.
yeah, like how many Cubiles have you guys
I
seen
personally
though
still
with this?
think the Cubile was never overpowered. It just had a bad fucking comparison to with just the original Double
Double
Zeta
Zeta,
and no
yeah.
other peers.
I mean, that was the thing. It just didn't have anything to compete against. Like, that was
Start
the
adding more suits. Yeah, it was over for the Cubile.
yeah. So it was like you
But I
had
mean, I said that in the podcast when the suit came out.
no, yeah.
Like
Emblem
the
literally
people needed
was.
to.
But I was like, buff the double Zeta, win please, and I was begging for the double Zeta buff. But compared to the double Zeta, which is the only thing it had there for a while, the Cubile was overpowered to the double Zeta at the very least.
It's good that it's on the DUP store. You know, a lot of people. You know, you asked if we've seen it in some of the matches lately. I don't see it nearly, as much as other suits, obviously, but every now and then you get a glimpse that somebody's using the Cubile. It still has people play it nowadays. I've seen with they play a lot more mid range. I think you can do okay with that, but it's it's definitely not one of the top suits you can pick at 650. So if you're gonna get it, then I think you probably make sure you learn when to and when not to get close with the Cubile. You don't want to get smacked by an O and just get deleted, you know? All
Oh, it's pretty
that
scary.
good shit. Yeah.
But yeah, it's still at least pretty solid though. I
I
don't see
wonder
why
that.
they couldn't just unnerf it, right? That was the other thing too. They actually nerfed it, which was they could easily undo that, and
Yeah,
it would be
they
fine.
should bring it back to its former glory. And by that, I just mean make it serviceable so it doesn't die as fucking fast.
Yeah.
Right.
Bring back the buffers, please.
The other thing
Give
is
it those percentages,
right,
please.
that 30% is kind of needed now these days. But also and also with heavy attacks, the raids don't care about buffers, so yeah. But then they have the GM Custom level 3 and the GM Cannon 2 level 3 in the DP store. Definitely outscaled, and sadly at this point, we're getting into like ensign rank for just 2 stars, which is kind of annoying. I'm just throwing that out there. Like, they really need to do something for the DP store, and they did it for parts. I am crossing my fingers and hoping that they do it for just the suits for newer players, because while there are a lot of suits that are actually pretty good in the DP store now that people could buy, newer players can't have no chance at really buying some of the suits that are just at this point considered decent, right?
Mm.
So that's kind of annoying. But then the last thing, which we've mentioned it, but here in at this point, an hour and a half roughly, we have clan ranked 450 4v4 simple battle Arctic base. Really curious to see if we see some D2s. Figured I'd mention that real quick just because it's in the notes for the BD squad GM Spartan. They're giving away a bunch of blue, white, and blue. It just says white basket, but I mean it's got a white aura around it, and that's about it. I'm like, this is just literally, it just looks like a basket. Like, that's all it is. It's just a basket. I don't know why it's called white version, but I guess it has an outline. But yeah. Anyway, but then we have rank things now. Okay, let's go ahead and talk about the rank. We'll get into that.
Right, cancel.
Yeah. So the
Yeah.
main thing is, first thing about rank, it got canceled.
Ain't there no more.
So
Canceled.
rank mode canceled, which kind of awkward. Hang on here. Let's go to the actual thing. I might. Well, actually, can I show it? I wonder if I can show it. But essentially, here in this announcement that they have, we've confirmed that the data of the 4th match, which was the last rank that they had a while back, of the comprehensive ranking and group ranking of the 5th match, was interfering with it. So, I'm gonna go ahead and check real quick if I can pull that up. But essentially, when I went to look, I was like, I wonder what my bracket. Okay, no, it's gone. You can't even look at it right now.
Yeah, you can't look at it.
But
But originally it was showing stuff at like the 550 or the higher costs from last time, and it's like, why is it showing this? And like a bunch
why
of
is
people
there a
were mentioning
Riga
it too.
Why is there a Riga Z in my bracket? What is this? How did this happen? So that was pretty big oof. So yeah, they took it down because the brackets were broke and they wouldn't be able to give out the rewards in the right way.
No.
So they went ahead and just were like, let's delete the ranked, because if you can't actually give out the rewards, then rip. So some of this, as far as actually going through what they said here, we won't go through all of the rank notes and stuff, but the main thing is, and we didn't really get to wait long enough to see if it's how it worked, but on the English translation, I don't know if you guys noticed this, but the daily obtainable RP is based on your top 3 battles of that day. That's what the English version says. But it says the total score when you Google translate it from the JP version, is based on your top 3 battles of the session, which is what they've been saying is the entire every day of the ranked, like the 3 days. So that's how
He
we
did. Okay, no, he wasn't.
just to kind of confirm Gustav and Emblem. That's the consensus we came to for the ranked mode prior, right? That it was like, instead of taking your 3 battles of day 1, day 2, and day 3 and then adding the total score, it was your best out of those 3 days and then that's your total score.
That was my impression. Like the whole event was how they were.
Yeah,
looking
'cause
to
otherwise, why
score it
would they be
now.
pointing it out? So
Yeah.
we just assumed that it was going to be different.
So I feel like this is just a bad English translation because this is talking day by day, whereas like even if you look on the JP version, it still mentions session rather than it doesn't even say anything about daily or that day.
It's awkward now because like we would have been able to confirm today for
Yeah,
sure.
but yeah.
Regardless, but like it's not a thing no more. So
I'm hoping that it is session wide because that's definitely I think better for people who couldn't play day by day, and that was what the translation said. So I was like, I'm still assuming that's working the same way. So hopefully, for anybody wondering if that's how it's working, we don't know, but hopefully that's how it's working. Also, one of the other changes they did again was the if you're an S, you get 1.8 times your score. If you're an A, 1.5, then 1.3, 1.1, and just your base score in D, because there were a lot of people making D accounts and just trying to get on top of the leaderboards by just going seal clubbing and trying to win that way.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I think this is a nice change. This way, SA should be kind of more to the top, and pretty nice change. Kind of was hoping that you would see more of a smaller gap between like SA and maybe B, but a bigger gap between D up to A. But so yeah, need to do some of that rated climb before the next ranked match goes. Let's go. But let's see. Oh yeah, the
Jeez.
rewards, which also didn't, and this is why I think they just had some of the old info in, because it's still showing the desert type on the English translation. But for the rewards that they finally came out was the DeWass Custom is going to be the suit that they're actually giving out. So at this point, I'll just go to the JP version so it shows it.
Oh.
But the DeWass Custom, and one of the things they changed, and I think this is a good change, and I'm curious what you guys think. The top 15 for S and A get the level 1. So that's kind of nice. I think that's a really good change.
Yeah, I agree. Make it more accessible. It's an event. It's supposed to be fun, and I think making the rewards a little bit more accessible to the group.
Yeah, like it's dunked on generally just because it's like the most uncompetitive like mode for like something that's already kind of been circulated around suit wise. Like it shouldn't be that ridiculous or like unforgiving.
Yeah, and you shouldn't have to sweat during something like that. It's not like it's clan matches or anything like that.
Well, I mean, and I don't know. I kind of think, for me, coming from like free for all modes when it was kind of more competitive back in like the Halo days and stuff.
Embarrassing.
I think free for all is a pretty good mode. What do you all think about Brawl being an actual competitive match now that we've actually had one day of Brawl this time around? Do you think it can actually be a good competitive game mode, or do you think this is more just kind of a fun little event that they just call ranked?
Mostly just fun.
In terms of like, I don't think it would make good competitive. Like, it's a fun game mode. Like, too many variables that, in my opinion, I think I have to worry about when I'm playing Brawl match, and then you have to make it, you make it ranked and competitive. You're gonna see a lot of people just super sweaty. They're gonna pick their heavy attack raids. They're gonna wait for two people to be fighting. They're gonna come in, get their free 10k on each person, call it a day. If they get the kill, they get the kill, or they get the assist. I'm like, I think I'd rather just play regular brawl match. Don't make it ranked.
That shit.
That's me though. It doesn't entice me.
We both missed. Oh god.
Yeah, I can kind of see that too with just trying to play as with the new support change too, which we've already talked about that. So again, supports get double the bonus that everybody else gets for being at a lower position during the game. So like for me, it was essentially, I don't know how many games you watch, Gustav, but like you saw the big one where I got first place there at the end with the rabbit type, and I was just like, I popped off right when I needed to, and that was it. But then I think it was
and I
like
mean
the
that's
next
always been the
game.
nature of the mode too.
Yeah, and then like the next game, I was like,
It's
oh
not
man, if
doing
I was just
faulted.
30 seconds later, I would have been fine. Or, oh man, they're fighting under the building, and I can't get down there with like 4 raids going at it because then they're gonna be like, oh look, a support that can't run, So like that is one of the other things as far as like it is definitely a game mode of opportunity, and especially the way they've got it set up with rock paper scissors. So and it being on a time thing and stuff like that. Whereas like as much as I was like talking about how I thought it could be a little more competitive, actually be kind of cool that you're the only one to like if you lose it's because you lost, right? There's no annoyance and you're not competing with your teammates. That was the other big problem with rank before is you were competing with your teammates even. So, it might maybe kick them and knock them over so you could get the kill kind of thing. But like when it came to, brawl now it's just you and that's it. And comparatively though, like in Halo, you all were just using BRs. Everybody pretty much had the same weapon and it was just who shot better and got the most kills, right? Like there were opportune moments where you would be like 2 people's fighting, I throw a grenade and boom, they explode. But that happened few and far between. Whereas that is literally this game mode is, oh, 3 people's fighting, let's shoot my cannon and get 3 kills. So
Yeah,
I
I just
see
don't
that.
think like a game of opportunity for it makes it very fun to watch. Like it's a fun game mode, but for like a competitive sense, for me, it doesn't seem appealing to me. So I think I'll just remain playing Brawl and like quick match.
Definitely makes sense. But back to
Well,
the
it's funny because
reward.
they had it in quick match like set up a little bit, but not like the same capacity. So like, hey, if you want to fuck around on the map and all that, here you go.
Oh
Just
yeah,
2 less people.
I do like the little training essentially queue that they have up before it actually goes live. That was really cool. That way you can kind of practice if you want to, or you just. Also, it was kind of weird. They had a 10v or 10 person instead of 12 person.
Yeah,
Oh no.
they just
Uh-oh.
reeled
There
it
we go.
back.
Oh, there we
What
go.
happened?
Aqua blinked there
My
for a
thing's
second.
lagging out. Ooh, that's not good. Yeah, I'm back.
But yeah, as far as I guess we'll just get back into the rewards though. So the top 5, so they kind of still had some of the same problem here. I think they should just do 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 from S to D, but it's still top 5 get the level 2 and the level 1. The top 3 for A, that was S. For A, get the level 2 and the level 1. And then first place is the only thing that gets the level 2 and the level 1 for the rest of the ranks, or the ratings, I should say. But top 10 from B to D can also get the level 1. Now, if they keep that for the next time when they bring this back, hopefully whenever that is, I think that's pretty good. That's definitely a whole lot better way to give out the rewards. I would say giving out the weapon is just the level 2 stuff, but I would kind of also like to see them give better DP rewards than what they did here. S is getting 1 million at first place, while first place in A gets 100,000. So
That was last time too, and
yeah,
I still think that it's ridiculous. Like, I don't want to demerit any of the effort that any S minus players put in.
Yeah.
I've been there myself. It's hard to get in there. It can be hard to maintain. But at the same time, why is it a whole extra 0? in that case. I think if they want to do something like that, they need to break the rewards down between like S minus, A plus, A whatever,
Right.
or something like that. That's just, I don't know. To me, it just seems way too too big of a gap.
Yeah, when you're if getting last place in S minus is the same as getting first place in A, I think that's kind of the weird part. Like,
Quite the jump indeed.
because sometimes you'll have to play against like S minus players in your queues. So if you're having to play against them, it's like
Why are my rewards so much worse?
Yeah, exactly.
Mhm.
So, but yeah, as far as these rewards, what do we think? Do we think this is a better than way that than last time? I think this is a great step. I just wish they would change the DP. That's pretty much my difference that I would like to see the rewards.
Thirsting for more DP.
For real though.
Probably not the
Tokens
best
in
way
the
to put that.
rewards.
That'd be nice. Give us some Gundam bucks.
I dare you.
A double day. Wait, nobody. Oh boy.
I will ask this too, Aqua. How much ranked have you played as far as or have you got to play too much? Because I'm trying to think, if you started a little after the NA release, I think we only had one ranked after that, right?
I played. I was C rank at the time. I don't know if I was C or C plus, but I got first, and I got the GM 2, all the levels of the GM 2.
Okay, yeah. So you played that one. Okay.
And then all the other ones I haven't been able to play because days on Saturdays, except for today. I usually hang out with a couple of friends in real life, so in some of the ranked matches tend to be on Saturdays. I'm like, I can't make it. Sorry, guys. So I haven't been able to do ranked match at all. Especially with some of my clanmates, because a lot of people I play with are like around the world. Yeah, we have like a dude from South Africa. We have a Swedish man. We got people in California, people in Georgia. It's like, oh my goodness. Yeah, we can't find a consistent time to come in. So I haven't been able to do any ranked match. And cool that they made it for Brawl, like Brawl match. So, if you're solo player, you can join in. You don't have to wait on 5 other people, but yeah, again, not Brawl match, not for me. But I do agree that I think the DP reward, I think they need change that a little bit. Other than that, yeah, seems pretty good how they did the rewards.
Yeah, and then you mentioned the time zone thing, the clan rank too, with the early morning ones being at like 4 a.m. Pacific right now is pretty early. But okay, cool. That actually gets us through the patch notes. Now the next thing on the list, before we get into an extra topic, is Gundam Evolution.
Baby.
So I figured we kind of add this because on the 10th they just put up on Steam. And I'll quickly bring that up real quick just to show that off. On Steam right now, you can opt in to do the network test. So for anybody who hasn't done that, just go on your Steam client. And also, is there a network test that you can opt in for on consoles as well? I don't know if you guys know about
They
that.
said information's still pending on the website.
Okay.
I don't know if that's changed, but there are page sites on PlayStation and all that, so you can wishlist them or favorite them right now.
So like
so
right here,
we'll hear more details. Oh my god.
Okay. So like right here, I got it pulled up. Gundam Evolution playtest request access. That's all you do is you just go to that, and then yeah. But as far as it goes though, yeah, I'll just go ahead and play the little trailer that they have. While we kind of talk about it. Yeah, I'm pretty hyped for this. As far as just like seeing all the suits and stuff, kind of watching the trailer, kind of got me a little more hyped because it looks like most of the time a lot of people are flying around, which is kind of cool. Like
it seems like there's a fair amount of speed in this one with the animations and stuff.
Yeah, so like the whole comparison of like Overwatch with the Gundam skin, pretty accurate when it's just on the ground and stuff. But like right here is
Mhm.
turn a Gundam flying over with like the butterfly mode, like just raining down destruction. Like that looks pretty cool.
Gundam.
Or the Methus like doing some healing stuff, taking somebody out with the pistols and then transforming and going and shooting while flying. Like, let's go. Being able to
It seems like
go ahead.
it seems like a fast-paced hero shooter that surprisingly doesn't have a lot of heroes in it. You have a lot of grunt suits, which I quite like. Definitely going to be maining the Zaku 2 and the GM. I liked all the memes that were coming out where like the Barbados gets beat by the by the GM.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
And then the end of the trailer, I don't know if it's there yet, but you know, Alexia and the Marisai remnant show up.
Yeah.
And
I thought that was cool.
yeah, and they're about to fight, and I was like, oh man, the Exia would get his ass kicked by the Marisai.
Dude, I can't wait to meme on people though with the Zaku too though. Like just watching it go through and like machine gun down Barbatos there in the trailer is pretty hype.
I can't wait to just murder 5 Sazabis in a row with the Zaku too.
I'll probably play
yeah, I'd say like all the characters look fun to play. Like usually there's a character, you know, in a hero shooter, I'm like, not for me. I can feel myself like wanting to actually try out these all the mobile suits, and just seeing what I can do with them and seeing how they can work. I'm especially interested in the flying ones like the Methus and the Ashimar. I want to see how they can incorporate.
From what we saw the Ashimar from like some of the earlier stuff, like it's a lot of pretty heavy animations in traversal. So, and I think I don't think it has a skill specific to it, but it does have like a shoulder rush since it doesn't have any like melee weapons per se. So it's kind of cool.
I think it does the GBO2 downswing where it just punches. It does the Falcon Punch.
Yeah, like that's it's almost like a shoulder rush for one of the things too, where it just pushes through like, "What's up?"
Oh yeah, that's
and
what the Dom
makes me want to play the Ashimar more.
Like the Dom
punch
was just doing
5
like
people.
infinite shoulder Dom rush or something there. So
I think the Dom also had like turrets or something funky too in its descriptions. The JP version of the Twitter page also had a lot of showcase videos, which looks pretty cool. So if you ever wanted to check those out, I don't know if they're gonna slowly start rolling those out on the English one that just dropped earlier. I think earlier this week or at least recently. But we'll see.
I saw it the other day. This is like 3-4 posts or something like that. They'll probably start pushing them up.
I want to check those out because I want to absorb as much content as I can of this game before I get to play it. I was almost like that with Overwatch at first. I played like the beta in the actual game. I kind of dipped off of Overwatch after they nerfed Roadhog, and I don't remember exactly. I stopped around Doomfist. Yeah, this game seems right up my alley, and a lot of people like these hero shooters, so it's really good.
The funny thing is really that was it Overwatch 2 announced their own beta or whatever, like right around the time that they did the announcement for Evolution. So people started memeing on it really hard on Twitter, just like this is the primal reaction.
Remember when Overwatch was oh no, I think it was Battleborn trying to like go up against Overwatch, and they made memes.
Yeah, Battleborns and Paladins is like
when you beat Overwatch, you know, they make all those memes, and then they just got booty blasted by Overwatch. I can't wait for the same thing to happen.
People were saying that too. There was a meme where it's just like was it when Evolution does the same thing to Overwatch that Overwatch did to Paladins, and it's just like I mean possibly, but we'll see.
Yeah, probably not, but I will say what's really funny though is just seeing the gun tank shoot its like core fighter out. I'm like, so you're blowing yourself up and then going back to what? How does this even work?
It's a mobile dog.
His
soul inhabits
the suit. Man?
Yeah, it can.
Yeah.
So
one of the pilots
the ability to move forward, but
yeah.
Gerald, time to sacrifice yourself for the match.
It's like, wait, wait. Yeah, I know. I'm like, wait a minute here. This is
this is actually kind of sick. And you know what? They'll come up with the reasons like, oh, it's actually an automaton. You know, it's It's actually just a robot
it's a remote
driving
coal
it.
fryer. Yeah.
You're not actually killing your friend, okay?
Unless they have, and if they had a voice pack that actually had him saying like sacrifice lines, though, like holy shit.
I did see
Yeah.
it. I did see a joke too about it being like in the like this game's actually just in the turn A timeline.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
Well,
like
yeah,
this is
'cause
just
they
turn A
they
Gundam.
said it was interdimensional or just like timelines stuff in the ads.
Yeah. But I mean like as far as just possible turn A spoilers. But anyway, but yeah, turn A, turn A things.
That's
Those are
why it's
turn A's
there.
in it, right? This just actually takes place in the turn A series.
Before it goes full on. Well, the funny thing is that its ultimate is Moonlight Butterfly too.
I know, right?
And everything.
Shut it all
I got
down. Wee.
got a quick question for Gundam Evolution for you guys. So, what suit do you want in the game that's not been shown yet?
The Don Barrage.
God Gundam.
Why? What do you think will make the Don Barrage good for the game? Would it be like a classic TF2 heavy, or
It's very intensified. That's all you need to know.
That's all he wants.
Just
If
intensify
you're gonna
that
do
barrage.
that, you can put in like the serpent or something from Wing.
Okay. I'll take. I mean, anything that has Gatling guns. Let's just give me more. Give me lots of
I'm
missiles.
I'm sure most of the English
I
side
mean,
is
I'll
gonna
take
be
the
calling
heavy
for
arms.
Wing something, right? Because it hasn't
do
had
you want the
that.
White Rider?
I'll take the heavy arms. Let's just go with
Oh
the
yeah,
heavy
White
arms. Dude.
Rider.
Oh my goodness, White Rider.
So they were doing like a giveaway or something. I want to say that was actually an event between GBO2 and Evolution. It was just like on the JP side or whatever. But it does make me wonder if they're gonna have any kind of like crossover promotions when it actually launches here too.
I think it'd be a good call.
I would hope.
Comes the
Yeah.
GBO2.
Yeah. Also, Bamco.
Oh no.
Promotion stuff. Let's go, please. But
The other two. What mobile suits do you want in the game?
Well, the
Any
interesting
mobile
thing
suit?
is that they're also bringing in, because it's a shooter, they got like some FPS guys, like pros and stuff, that are going to be doing the network test as well. And some of the other Bamco personalities like Vampy, Bitme, and all this other shit are going to be in there. And I kind of wish we had that same energy for the Western release for GBO2, but it's a couple of years out. What are you going to do?
but yeah, what Aqua was saying. I think Emblem answered your question though. What did you say, Emblem?
I did. God Gundam.
Oh yeah, God.
I want more
Gundam as well.
manga things.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh my god, yeah, please.
That would be hype.
Lord. Give me Master Gundam. Oh, why are they not got a G Gundam in there? Oh,
I'll
please.
be that guy and just say put in Maxter so I can just do punches in America.
Yeah, I'd be fine with that too.
It's a G Gundam character. I don't care if it's Windmill Gundam, Noble Gundam.
Windmill Gundam would be amazing.
Oh my
freaking
goodness,
Viking
Windmill,
Gundam.
If they're gonna put
Just
in any of those guys, it needs to be Tequila Gundam.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Tequila Gundam.
Yes.
Oh,
Be on a Grizzly Gundam too.
God.
They could just comprise their own hero thing in and of themselves. That's let's be real about that.
If you're hearing this, make Dragon Ball Fighters, but with G Gundam suits.
Yes, dude.
We could
He's
use a new
so dope.
Battle Evolution or whatever that game was called. With a new engine. That'd be cool.
Mm.
Yeah, any other suits you guys would like to see though?
Yeah, that'd be interesting to see. Hopefully we get some representation for like Double Zeta or something like that. Do we have?
I would
I
like to
actually
see
forget what
Wing.
some of the ones.
I'll go ahead
Savior.
and say it too. Wing. My Wing Gundam right
Savior
there.
sexy. That'd be cool.
I got my Wing Gundam right there. So yeah, I'll take.
Yeah, because we know it's possible. They have Gundam Seed suits in, so
The Seed.
and a Barbados,
Probably.
and now X.
I mean, all in
yeah.
due time, right?
Wait, what do they
Yeah.
have from Seed? I didn't know they had stuff.
The
from Seed.
the Dom is from Seed.
Trooper.
Dom Trooper.
Oh, the Drum Trooper. Okay, that actually is okay. Cool.
It's like glowing red. I think that's what it does in Seed, right? From what I heard.
Yeah. There's its own like powered up version of the Jetstream attack and all that.
Or they didn't do like the freedom or something because it seems like the obvious pick for a hero character because of the big beam spam.
Mm-hmm.
But no, they get the Dom Trooper. I like that.
But yeah, anything else for Gundam Evolution?
What did y'all? I posted some images in the Discord, but what do you think about their choice for cosmetics? I mean, I guess it's pretty straightforward: loot boxes and battle passes. But do you think you could see them doing anything else?
So is there any like? My question is pay to win stuff? Like, are we gonna actually have like access to just the heroes, and then we get cosmetic things with colors and patterns and whatnot, or
From what I've seen so far, it looks like it's mainly just going to be cosmetic,
okay, if it's just cosmetic, then awesome, 10 out of 10, because it
like Overwatch.
like hallelujah if it's not gotcha just to be able to play like this is Obby or something like yes please.
Yeah. So it's to play. So I'm hoping they don't do an energy system. Only play 3 matches. That would be stupid.
Yeah, I don't. I think
Yeah,
they've
I
moved
have a
away from
feeling
that
we're
for the
past
most
it because
part.
actually, speaking of that, Gundam Online is going to be shutting down at the end of the month.
I hate hearing that. I actually played it and it was really fun.
Yep. So like that's
Yep.
going to be the last bastion of like the older kind of like gaming servicey stuff for this outside of like Breaker Mobile that has energy.
It is at the end of the month when it's shutting down.
Yeah, it's on the 30th. So that's why I've been seeing a lot more content of it
I was gonna say
on Twitter and stuff because people are doing shit.
Emblem, hit me up if you want to play some MSGO then.
You can meme around a little bit
Yeah.
before the servers burn down. Yeah.
Definitely kind of want to play that a little bit. But
I gotta get back into that before it burns too.
yeah, if you want to play, let me know. But anyway, anything else for Gundam Evolution?
Oh, hopefully we'll
That's good.
get in there for the test.
Yeah, let's go.
Requested as soon as you told me about that, Magnum was like, "Oh, I'm definitely gonna hit that request button right now." Looks
Okay.
good.
So, we have a bonus topic to go over. What makes meta is the category that I threw up, but essentially, what Aqua was saying was what makes a good suit. I don't know if you want to go and introduce the topic, Aqua, but if you want to, you can go ahead and introduce it if you want.
I initially came up with this because when the D2, I mean, I had this question for a while, but the D2 came out, people were talking about. I think I mentioned earlier, people were like, "What? Why do they have this when the White Rider's a 450?" Or they go, "Well, the White Rider sucks, so we have a better version of it." Going, well, there's still better 450 suits. So I was thinking about, okay, so what exactly would make the D2 better than the White Rider? There has to be something quantifiable to make a suit better than another suit in this game. Because there's some stuff like, oh, you're good with this suit, but you're still you're not picking a top tier suit, you know? Well, I don't care too much about tiers, but there's some stuff. You see a pixie on your team, you're like, you see a pixie with a badge, you're like, You see your Red Rider, you go, oh yeah, give me that on my team, So I wanted to ask y'all, and I'll answer it after you guys get done. Like, what makes a suit good for you? What it does, the damage output. Does it have to be the player? Does it have to be the match and the map? Yeah, throwing out there.
Real
Whoever wants to
quick
answer
on
first.
the question, just to make sure. So when you phrase it like that, it makes it sound. When you say what makes it good to me or us, it makes you think of like Magnum likes to play the Dom Barrage because he likes to intensify. But is the question like what we think like makes a suit meta worthy, or what we find good in a suit that we like to have fun playing?
Yeah,
You can answer it however you want to. If you want to say what would make a suit meta and what you think can make a suit good, just I'm gonna go with what makes a suit meta.
Okay.
I think too. We could go around though, actually, once and do. Yeah. Because I was about to ask kind of the same thing, similar. Let's go around and kind of say what makes a suit good for us individually. Because I for instance, the Dom Barrage example, for me, that is definitely one of my personal meta suits. But would I recommend, most people going out with the Dom Barrage and trying to carry with it? Probably not as much. unless you like the same kind of play style that I do, right? So let's go around and kind of say what makes a suit meta for us as far as what types and stuff, and then we can kind of all talk about what we think makes the actual meta and what makes suits good in both yellow queue and rated and also clan ranked. So, but yeah, who wants to go first? Emblem, do you wanna?
Sure. I think hitbox definitely plays a big role. There are suits that kind of like Debol and Oak is a good example. It was kind of shot in the foot by how big it was, and they had to make adjustments to compensate for that. Enhanced double zeta as well. They kind of started out with it. Not saying it was ever bad, obviously, but because it's so big, it already and maybe they learned their lesson from other stuff like that. They had like stops in place ahead of time to make up for that. Damage output's always relevant. It's definitely the kind of like it seems like to be the key factor for a lot of stuff. Loadout's always pretty nice. You have to be able to. Versatility is good. It's not always make or break, obviously, because damage can kind of outweigh that. I think the Super Gundam is a good example. With its like 3-kit setup, where it's beam rifle, missiles, and rock, and beam saber 4. So those are big factors. Definitely the feel and controls of the suits. Obviously, if you have good thrust, the suit like is smooth and good to play. I think a good example is something like for like supports. One of the reasons why the Yakushiki full armor is very good, because besides having like a good kit, decent output, defensive abilities and stuff like that, it also just feels good to control and play. And obviously weapon reach, like how easy it is to set up stuns. What stun do you have after you follow up? If you're a raid, if you have multiple melee weapons, heavy attack is a defining factor of raids now. I don't know. It's just stuff like that. You have to be able to check like a good portion of those boxes to be able to have viability. And as far as fun goes, I mean, I like the bunga. So as long as I can get into as long as I can make the trip to Combo Town, the suit's generally pretty fun for me, or good in that case. And there's more, but I'll just leave it at that and put it towards you guys.
Gustav, you want to go next?
All right. Yeah, I definitely agree with the idea of like general versatility and stuff. I try to be a little bit varied in what I play, but more often than not, I find myself in a lot of generals and stuff like that. Having to go into a fair amount of clan matches and stuff, there's been like different ideas on terms of like what's more meta for those, especially when there's like focused teams and whatnot. So like we've had a lot of back and forth, or just like people swearing by certain picks for even like 400, and or not 400 but 450, and like I've been trying to get better with the Jetta, and yet at the same time most people will probably say that it doesn't really take too much to do that, other than just knowing what punishes to do, like with the lumbar missiles on knockdowns, or just using your arms to do like cumulative stuns and things like that while you're trying to advance using the reach on your saber. For me, when it comes to like just raw meta suits, it's usually part of it's kind of just being the new hotness at the time, especially if it's a suit that introduces something new. And a lot of that goes into it having like an easier cycle to do, something that you don't really have to think about too much, so that you can actually just like evaluate the field a lot more while still being effective. It kind of becomes less about the suit you're doing and more about just like what you're doing at the time. And it should always be that way, but meta suits have an easier time of doing that, is what I feel.
So there's two, but it's kind of three things that can make a suit really good. the first two that combined into one would be utility and versatility. Those two kind of complement each other, so that's why I kind of group them up. And then damage output. I talked about the Zusa being a really good support. That thing has a lot of utility that in hand helps it with versatility. And then you have damage output as well. When you can lock somebody down and just dump all over them. You have other suits like we mentioned. We looked at the enhanced double zeta. The enhanced double zeta has godly amounts of damage output, but at the same time, it definitely has the versatility and even has utility because it can transform and all the good shit with it. Like usually most suits I think they're really good in company those two things. Trying to think of another example though. I think like the new gun, or I should say the moon gundam and the new gundam, because you definitely have the damage output there. You have utility and the versatility to stay in a fight with its beam shield. It's well, if you're using the new gundam, you got multiple stuns. You have the great stun accumulation if you're using the beam rifle. For me, it's just a combo of utility and versatility mixed in with damage output. That for me makes a lot of suits stand out compared to others. Anybody agrees with that?
Yeah, and then I guess
Yeah,
for
I think
me,
so.
yeah, you mentioned the Zusa, and for me, I'll kind of look at this more for supports for the most part. Um, like the Zusa for me is one of my favorite supports, and it's kind of one of those things that, firstly, I like to shoot a lot, but also I don't want to be, super precise in all my aiming and everything else, right? The one reason why I like the Dom Barrage is I can, kind of just shoot the Gatling. And now that it's so much more accurate to shoot the Gatling, that is huge points in my book. But also, it has a good combo. It can do crazy damage with the missile follow up. Somebody knocks somebody down, you can follow up, do crazy damage, destroy somebody's legs. You got your own combo if you're fighting another support, or if you're fighting, raids that don't have crazy amounts of dodge rolls or anything too crazy. If they're just coming straight at you and they got to go through a little corridor, you can shoot your missiles, get a stun that way, follow up with a normal stun, that kind of thing. Keep trying to back up. For support, it's really kind of comes down to how much can they deal with a raid before the raid kills you, because you're pretty much, unless you're fighting a pixie, you should probably never be able to kill the raid. Because most raids have enough health and aren't super squish and haven't been power creeped like the pixie has. But yeah, please buff the pixie for goodness sake.
They
I
already
know,
have. They
I
should
know.
definitely do it again, though.
Yeah, right. I seen that video that Gustav linked that one time where the pixie just got bullied by the Dom Barrage. I'm like, oh man, feels bad, dude. But like, there's very few raids that you can just bully as a support, and about one of the only supports that can bully is the Zusa, and um, it has so many build-up stuns that is crazy. But the thing is, also for supports, I look for build-up stuns. I look for ability to survive from a raid. I look for massive amounts of damage, and if you can check all those boxes, amazing. But I also, the last box that I try to check off, if it has anything, is can it avoid being stunned? And obviously build up stuns is going to be a thing, so damage control sometimes gets added, which is kind of nice. But for instance, what they've been putting on a lot of supports recently, like now the Gaymok, is having when you crouch, you get the extra stun resist, so essentially like maneuver armor, only while you're crouched. And that is huge. So having any kind of damage control added to something like that, for instance, the Palace Athene, you just crouch and you don't have to worry about getting stunned half the time, because I think it has damage control 2. I might be wrong, it might be 1. But either way, I think it has damage control 2, which is because it takes so much just to stun that thing. And also then while you're crouched, you just can't be stunned by just normal stuns. And also it has the missiles, so it has the crazy damage. You have crazy utility without being able to get stunned, and also being crouched like that. A raid's coming at you, you charge up your shoulder beams, boom, you've probably stunned them. You can break maneuver armor a lot of times with that, unless they have damage control and maneuver armor too. So it has the ability to deal with raids. So like Palace-Athene definitely checks every one of those boxes. Now the problem is depending on the map or depending on your team comp, you might not be able to stay with your team. So, some supports may be a little too slow. Looking at the weapons rack, Easy 8 is one of those that I really like. It checks most of the boxes, but in certain situations, you just can't keep up with your teammates. And even at low cost, there's not a lot of stun avoidance, but there is high damage and ability to deal with raids before they get to you a little bit. And you're not going to like kill a raid ever, but you at least get to kind of stop, you know, um, them a little bit with your cannon from a long range, or at least deal some decent damage so that your general can come and clean up. And that's kind of my thing with supports. Now, I'm a support main, so that's kind of where I look at it. But as far as raids, I guess I'll say what I look for is, can I easily bunga without having to do crazy things like the Night Seeker V, or the what's the other one? The Striker Custom, which was OP when it first came out. It's definitely been power creeped now, but you had a combo like a madman with the Striker Custom, and especially the Night Seeker V right now, right? You tickle the support to death after 500 cuts. And luckily, most of the time I can survive long enough. I'll die horribly, but at least it takes a while for the raid to kill me. But a lot of times, it's one of those things I don't want to have to combo 400 times. And so, the heavy attacks, really nice. The Night Seeker V space type, big fan of that. And then generals, if they're closer to the shooty kind of support style, that's kind of where I like to go with generals. But also have a lot of utility to where they can be tanky and bunga at the same time. One of those being the Rigazi Kai is one of my favorite recent generals that they've come out with. So that's kind of my thing. But yeah, if we want to go through now, I guess what we think kind of together now as a whole, we can talk more direct meta. Like for instance, I know what Gustav mentioned when he was kind of talking more about the meta is essentially like one of the ones, and Emblem also kind of mentioned some simplicity when he was talking about like the Super Gundam. The Mark II Gundam was the meta for the longest time. And
Yeah.
it was definitely simple. It had a beam rifle and a beam saber, and then you had the goop, the stun extra sometimes. And then when you had nothing else, you could Vulcan. And I mean, that's literally just basic combo: shoot, beam, melee, do damage. Like, so what do we think makes more of a general meta for both YOLO queue and then clan ranked?
Something I think we all got at was versatility and damage output. I think that was something that was I heard a couple of times. I think that's one that definitely damage output and versatility can help out. And if you got good utility, I think that, like we mentioned with the Zeus, yes, dog. Oh, okay. Now you want to interrupt me? I guess he disagrees.
He's like, excuse me. Well, actually.
Well, actually,
But yeah, that's something I've noticed. Is we said versatility and damage output for sure. Anybody else want to jump in with that?
Yeah, I mean,
Oh.
for part of that, it's also the idea of just like having good reach with melee when it's needed and having a lot of stopping power so that you can not only like do the damage but keep them still for your other teammates, and then having ideally something bigger that you can do as a follow-up once they're on the floor to either blow out their legs or to try to finish them off. Little things like that so that you can just get your wipes faster.
We were talking about the Super Gundam, man. That thing in the GBO4, when they hit the ground, you could just feel things shifting for their favor. My God, I've never seen the RS Charger get dropped hard. Never seen a suit get dropped hard as soon as the new one came. Well, actually, the Cubalate, but to the double
Yeah.
Zeta. But yeah, the Super Gundam, man. That's speaking of utility damage. It definitely has the damage. It has ability with the heavy stagger, and I mean, it technically has stealth if you think about it with the asteroid. You can just pop that somewhere, pretend like you're going a different direction. There you go. You fool somebody. That's actually worked a few times. Yeah, and technically you can use it for a stun if somebody's really close to you. I've done that to actually stop raids, to stop raids who have stopped to do a melee on me. They get stunned, and then either I get to live a little bit longer, or actually get my own downswing on them, and I get to run away. I definitely see. There's this little. You can just feel when something's come in to change. You know, like the Q-Blade or the Super Gundam in GBO2.
Another thing too for like the difference between rated and clan ranked. I think in rated for sure, being able to be self-sufficient is one of those terms I think we've used in the past on here.
Yeah.
And I think that's one of the things, for instance, why I like the Zissa so much, and I mean, I think it's good in clan rank too, but just in YOLO queue, the Zissa I think is one of the best, just because as a support player you can just be self-sufficient and kind of deal with the raid for, you know, more than just 30 seconds and then be like, well, hopefully a general showed up or I'm completely just dead now.
That's why I love the Zeusa so much. Like, if I get separated from the team, I still have a chance to fight. Yeah, my dog agrees with me.
There we go. That was an agreement.
So you made me lose track of my thought. Thank you, dog, for agreeing with me. Yeah, like the Zeusa, you have ways to be self-sufficient. You have range combos with it. You can those rare supports. You can actually clap back on people like by yourself. It definitely makes it one of those. Again, it's. I remember. Then they have like a for Japanese players about what they think were the best suits. Been like a player, like an individual player poll, but I remember the Zeusa was like in the top 3 with the Haiku Shiki Kai, and I forgot what the other suit was. But yeah, it's easy to see why some suits are better than
they
others.
also tend to have like a lot of their actual like fan groups and stuff do tier lists and stuff like that too. It gets updated every once in a while.
Yeah.
I don't know if anyone in chat has the most like recent one that's been thrown around, but yeah, it's always interesting to take a look at those.
There's a lot of differences I noticed in some suits being picked playing against Japanese players or Eastern players compared to Western players too. Or the way they play. Like when I was playing with some of the like late at night, early in the morning with the Japanese player, they tend to play very passively. So if you had a support that was more sniper focused, they're definitely doing a lot more damage. They had a chance to initiate a lot more. Then you play with the Western players. We mentioned Unga Bunga. Man, do they love the Unga Bunga? Full team of enhanced Zetas on underground base. That's really fun.
Yep, all the output possible. Just whatever they want there, they just want it dead.
They want, yeah. It's
and it's kind of the irony about that is that like you would think that would lend itself well to clans, but like even clans, because they're doing it together passively. They're just doing a lot of like range punishes on top of going in and just like finishing people off with the usual bungus. So there's just a better balance struck in a lot of cases, depending on like how high up they tend to be on the leaderboards and stuff.
One thing I think is funny though is the NASCAR meta that kind of came about with Arctic Base.
Oh,
and that is
just remind. That's why I hate Arctic Base.
Went everywhere on every other map, because back in the day, used to the meta for how it started on, say, Tropical Desert was you would go up, everybody would start throwing their grenades across the top of E, and then you'd have a clash at E, and it would be just a straight on. You walk straight up. Now it's a NASCAR meta. You do 3 loops around E, and then you finally someone got caught, and then it's Bunga City, and it's like. Can we just go back, please, to the old Tropical Desert way of fighting? Like,
I really wish they
would just rush year.
Dude, I just go the opposite way now. I just go straight into
the habits that you see and the habits that you used to do Also sometimes tend to be tied just to general experience through rated or otherwise too, because there are some people like when you do like things for your alt or whatever, have you ever noticed like some of those old habits other people that are actually climbing are still doing those things that you just like don't really do anymore?
Oh yeah,
People
especially when you
getting
make
out
a
the
new
suits
account.
near death.
Yeah, especially making a new account, playing up, you'll see a lot of that. But I mean, I don't know. The NASCAR meta just kills me because I'm like, there's no real other than just sticking with your team and doing it. There's no real benefit to do it. Like,
I like Arctic Base as a concept, but like I hate it for what it did to the other maps because I really wish Military Base I think would be a lot different if it was released before Arctic Base because you have such a big map and you see hardly anybody goes to sea because they're doing a smaller version of Arctic Base, so they're focused around E doing the loops. And I there's some maps that are so big, people attempt to do the loops and they just give up. Like when Lunar Base
right?
came out. Yeah, Lunar Base came out and everybody just did the circle until halfway in the map, like, oh, okay, let's go in the middle now. Oh,
Well, yeah, that's the other thing. The NASCAR meta, part of it, and someone brought it up in chat. I thought they were talking about my camera on the stream, and I was like, wait a second, what? But it's also because your main gun tends to favor the right side on a lot of suits. So you're going around and you're like
You're trying to
making
set
sure
up
that goes
favorable
around.
shots.
Yeah.
Yeah.
like the conceptually, like,
On
yeah, it makes
on
sense,
Arctic,
but
it
then you have
tends
like the
to
open maps.
it gets a little muddled sometimes, just because of like different approaches and just like the speed of which people do their turns and stuff, and like that tightens up over time. Sometimes there are some people that like to try to contest it, but like at that point you're just throwing that whole concept out the window, just for either trying to get an aha moment with like a heavy or like some sort of foosh or whatever.
I mean, it works a lot. I do that with I literally just sit there, or I just, do the stealth support thing where I just don't move at the beginning of the game and then wait for everybody to loop around and then I just shoot somebody in the back. And
It's
then,
like the prototype Stark Jagan, throw the stealth grenade back. The
but
people that are going around looping.
like as far as kind of back toward the what makes a meta suit more specifically. For clan ranked, I think too there is a place for certain suits. Like I remember when the Rick Deja came out, and I know there was some groups that were actually running that in their clan rank setup, and it was doing just fine. Whereas I think in rated that suit super well underperformed. I mean, it got a buff for goodness sake. So yeah, like
Weird
and
because I thought it was pretty good to start off with, but yeah, like you said, in rating, people play different than clan rating, so it underperformed.
well,
Mm-hmm.
it's great for following up, right? And if you pop your amplification, you can go ahead and throw out some massive damage. If you're, like if your general knocks somebody over, you can follow up and do crazy damage. Pop that amp, and you're just like bam, 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 right? And
Hmm.
you're doing tons of damage that way on a follow up. Whereas in rated, you don't really have the communication, or you're not getting help from your teammate a lot of times. So you're if you are following up, you're following up because you see, something like a Mark II, for instance, just to kind of make it simple. They got a simple combo. Boom, you saw them get shot. You're like, okay, they're gonna go knock them down. And if you see them knock them down, then you're ready to follow up.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of that. But
Also, the fact that it's like the over the shoulder thing kind of favors the right side too, so you can just peek easier and all that stuff.
oh yeah, as far as
Some
yeah.
suits, because of their sheer size, it doesn't work as well, just because they've had to either pull the camera back or like the Keyblade early on, because it had its shoulder blocking and it was really short. It would budge up against the walls really easy, and like the camera would just go like this. So on more open maps, it was kind of alright, but you also had like clearance issues, also depending on like, I guess a good example would be if you have an over the shoulder bazooka or something that's actually underslung and all that too. Like there's a lot of just little factors because like the physicality of the suits means so much in this game.
Which goes back
Yeah.
to talking about hitboxes earlier.
Yep.
Right?
Those
Yeah.
Damn
ones,
hit boxes.
But yeah, anything else for what makes a suit good, what makes a suit meta, or just any other meta talk?
The answers we got, I like them.
Okay, so now let's go ahead then and get into new suit speculation. What do we think's coming up? What do we think the new suit, the next suit's going to be? And what yeah, anything for upcoming stuff and things.
I totally forgot about the D2. I'm gonna be honest with you. That didn't even cross my mind when it came to like possible suits to be around that cost, but like it fit well enough.
Yeah, right.
For another one, well, what's the next clans is like really low ball, isn't it? Like in space or some shit.
Oh, so it's a Western match.
Which probably means they're gonna introduce a new suit the next week because now they're gonna go through all the fuckery for the top 3.
I'm trying to think of.
I was assuming
one.
like AOZ and stuff before. Is D2 actually from that era, or is
Yeah, I was
that
gonna say,
like
what's it tagged as?
I don't actually. I'm not on the right account to look. I forgot what it was actually tagged for.
Do
you guys know?
Aqua, do you have it up?
You left the match, but I can go back or I left the game, so I can go back there and check real fast.
Okay. If anybody knows, let us know. But
Totally forgot to look.
yeah, with the next clan being 300.
Yeah, 300 shuffle target resource satellite 6v6. So they're going max team again, which makes it even more obvious that like this is gonna be some shit fuck.
Yeah, this is gonna be like a random 550. I feel like this suit's gonna be something not at 300. I feel it's gonna be like a 550, 600, 650, something random like that. So what? I guess what suit would you? Because at this point, I keep saying it. I feel like a broken record at this point. But like, I have no clue, and I don't know. Other than I'll say something crazy. I want to see in the future. Definitely, probably not this week, of course. But another like a full armor double Zeta that is like the enhanced double Zeta, but a support.
No.
Yeah.
We already got the trifecta finds where it's gonna be at.
I'm down with that, but we need to get the Raid Zeta Gundam that also has Hyper Beam Saber, or like a full version. Yeah.
Watch them just go full armor new and just be like, fuck it.
Yes.
Here you go. Just big brick of a thing at 700 and make it a 4-star and just have absurd output on it.
Give me a full armor new support. Let's go, dude. Like that's what I want next. Yeah.
Big bulky ass thing.
The label is Anaheim Laboratory Log.
This thing right here. Wait, Anaheim what?
Anaheim Laboratory
Log.
Okay, that's weird. But yes, I want
Same
this.
as the yeah. Ooh.
Put this in the game.
Oh yeah. Now really great choice. And it's probably never gonna happen. The Bondoc. You get the Bondoc in.
It's about time we get that. We've been saying that for a long time.
Next week.
Bondoc, and I want to punch people, and you know what? Make it so it's like Maxi Boost where you can grab people and just punch them repeatedly. That's its counter.
And
you know what? To make it even more fun. Make it throw people. Can we?
Oh god, a grapple suit.
Broken with how bad sometimes the latency in this game is. I grab you from across the map, and then I throw you.
You boost away and just get grabbed.
There used to be like this Dragon Ball Z like arena game where you can play like Broly, and you can grab like 1 or 2 people and just toss them at another person.
It'd be hilarious if you could grab someone on a ledge and like the animation would put you forward, and if you actually have more distance before you hit the floor, it did more damage.
They did the Maxi Boost special.
You're coming with me.
It choke slammed you, and from it goes off the top rope. That'd be a sick as fuck.
Right.
Let's not even talk about some of the grab loops that could happen too in that shit.
Oh no.
Right.
Playing Upsy Daisy with fucking people.
Shoot, grab.
You should be able to grab somebody, We throw the person at somebody else. The thrown person gets a knockdown, and if you hit another enemy opponent, they get knee staggered. And you just fucking grab them.
It sounds like
Oh
we just want to
gosh.
play another game at this point.
If they made it transform, they can actually give like a, I don't know how they're gonna do it, but like a melee for their transformation, since it has those big two big claws. I just whack somebody, clothesline, give them the old
enhanced damage for the bump or something.
somebody like
Yeah.
John Cena. Just
I wonder how they would do it
clothesline a
outside of
person.
ramming attack. That would be cool.
Yeah.
Like it'd be cool if it had its own like bit of boost too. Like you used it once and it had to be on cooldown, but it would actually like push you forward, maybe even past your boost, so you could try to connect, and then you would just like
Yeah, if you
fold
can see
out.
it for the front, it's just doing like this.
Have you stagger and hit somebody.
Well, the funny thing is that people have been doing that with the Jamru fin, where they're switching the weapons rapidly in a transformation, and it makes the front legs look like a mouth because they're just chopping back and forth. Someone used that to actually kill a pilot, like in City Ruins, because they were hiding up
that's
on one of the mid points, and they would just get in there and put that motherfucker in the blender, like.
Way
Nice.
to die, but it's really
Dude.
funny.
That's awesome.
It hungers for pilots.
The ball when people would just go between its wing missiles, so it looks like it's flapping its wings. But realistically, though, like, well, I mean, Bondok could come in, but I think we're probably going to get more unicorn and the
Yeah, some sort of variant, but give me the bound dog, the bug. The bug must be in there. Bound dog.
oh dog.
I don't know why I thought that was gonna hit. Oops.
But yeah, for me, I like I said, I've got nothing for this coming week at this point. And there's some cool Advance of Zetas things that would be cool to see. There's like lots of stuff, but yeah, I have no clue. If I had to guess something that I would think would happen would be like, we might see at Golden Week, we might see Ainu. Still my guess for Golden Week, because if the if we're still thinking the unicorn's going to be anniversary, then I'm gonna say Hainu for Golden Week.
I'm just imagining the Nightingale in this game. Oh my god, like an actual playable suit
Big
and not a
bulky
boss.
fucker just
Yeah,
running around.
that'd
Damn.
be a fun support.
With its downswing, just with the big tomahawk.
Make it a support with like 2 priority, or like even just balls up and do a 3 because it's gonna be bulky as fuck. Give it like fuck off high speed.
Oh, that's
Would
another
be
thing.
the, it would be the Zommel of fucking funnels. Like,
Oh my god.
Just another kind of just random thing too, and also just to kind of mention it, I would like to see some new bosses, please. But also the
Please.
do you know what the new high score thing is? I was like, Super Gundam on the ground. Oh my goodness, let's go look at the Super Gundam in the PvE thing. Well, yes, there are teams of Super Gundams that are topping the charts, but you know what is just completely decimating the charts?
It's double Zeta.
Enhanced double Zeta, like
like you can do both.
Crazy,
whatever it wants.
Solo buyers with only one enhanced double Zeta. It's insane.
Yeah, like 40 seconds for the 2 bosses. 40 seconds to do the entire fight, just solo. It's taking solo people 40 seconds.
Imagine 3.
Yeah, and then there's 3. If you're doing the 3-man, they're like doing it in like a minute or something.
Goodness, it's
just taking turns with Excalibur.
Yeah, I mean it's literally just everybody heavy attacks once. Like everybody just blows up the the little ads, and then the suits start spawning, and then it's just everybody heavy attacks once, and it's done. Next, and then they heavy attack the next one, and then it's done.
Like being the Psycho Gundam 2, watching the Psycho Gundam blow up instantaneously after landing, and you're like, what the fuck happened? And you see Excalibur just, oh god, right on top of your skull.
The investigation was quick.
I actually have a video of me soloing with the enhanced. I call it shield circumcision because we actually destroyed. Actually, no, I was playing with Taro. Yeah, we got rid of. We didn't even know we can actually destroy the shields. Just aim for the weak spot, but no, we're just throwing out our heavy attacks, and we literally just destroyed both their shields. and
That's
just
pretty
continued to wail on him. Yeah, it was crazy. We're like, whoa, really? No, Psycho Gundam dead.
But
It's a crazy suit.
but yeah, anything else for new speculation stuff and things?
What about some bound doc?
Someone else said Jesta. That'd be fun. Get something like that in there, but yeah, it's kind of up in the air. Hopefully, we get something good though.
Maybe to throw a wild card out there. Maybe if they do like some
Hey.
limited mission suits, you think we can get like the Voff or the Waff or the Bugu from Origin?
I do want some Origin stuff. I really want them to
I don't
try
know
to
what they're
round
waiting
out some
for
low
Origin.
cost stuff.
Yeah, more
Some
low
lower
cost
cost suits.
Especially since we have the other mobile game that did like a bunch of stuff
Evolution.
for Origin.
Oh,
Yeah,
Evolution.
not Evolution.
Yes.
What the hell is it called?
Engage.
Engage. There you go.
You see
Engage.
Luna Tank.
Yo.
That
It's
Amity and
a
Tank
Luna
was awesome.
Tank. I like to see some lower costs rounding up, or maybe like the Jurek, that amphibious suit. The one looks like a big ape. There's a lot of things they can do for lower costs. I think would be interesting to add in.
Mm-hmm. They could do
But,
some more.
they're focused on AOZ and Unicorn, so
I think if we see any new low cost suits, they may do some stuff alongside Gula Gula Island coming out.
Gula Gula. God damn it.
Oh my.
I hope so. I hope they do some Doan stuff, or at least maybe just like even the redesigns, because like the fucking Zaku has like the super long face.
Mm-hmm.
I want
They
like a
better at
melee
least. They've
focused
got to do
Zaku
stuff in
too.
games.
It's interesting though, because like the Doan Zaku actually seems like it's just like a slasher guy now. As in like seem like it's doing any of the goofy ass martial arts. He's just
I
like
know,
a,
man. When I saw the
a
trailer, I was
horror
like, "What the
flick
fuck
guy.
is what does he have a fucking heat hawk for?" Like, what is
Well,
this?
they give him a heat hawk. No, they
Yeah.
ruined
Yeah.
it. I want 1-inch punch people in the chest. I want him to do a shining finger, please. Put him in GBO2. Make him just one punch
Give
people.
him a heavy
attack.
Yeah.
Yeah, make him do 45k damage, but it's like a really long windup time. Charges up that 1-inch punch and then just blows out your chest. Make that a thing, please. Tucky suit, it'd be a joke character, but it'd be a really badass joke character.
It can't be worse than the Zaku one, right? We'll
Right.
probably have a new armor.
Oh,
Or what's that one
Oh.
from Double Zeta? The junk suit, the one that has like the pointy head, the one that has like a.
Oh, the one
I can't
really
remember the
early
name of it.
on.
They can have that
Oh,
as
the one
a
Yazan
low
had?
cost. Yeah.
Yeah.
It would be
Yeah,
that
we were
really
talking about
low
that.
cost, the only low cost Double Zeta suit.
That'd be funny to
The
see.
weird
'cause
arms.
I think
Yeah.
Yeah,
scale-wise,
that
it would
thing
probably
would
be
literally only
bigger
be
than
able to
some
slap
stuff.
at people.
It'd be funny. It'd be interesting. Different playstyle right
Just
there.
give it like
Yeah.
spins and stuff too.
That'd be an event suit.
That'd be pretty cool. I'll take it. Also, real quick, I know this is. I meant to ask you literally at the beginning, but I know you were talking about you liked a lot of the aquatic stuff and a lot of the aquatic suits. What did you think when they added the like actual aquatic maps and then now the big aquatic map itself? What are your thoughts on that?
I loved it. I love the high tide map, and I like the. Why am I forgetting the name? I want to call it military. Is it military base? No, not military base.
Military port?
Port.
Port.
Yeah,
And it finally got brought back into rotation.
I know
My
a lot of people
frames.
don't like. A lot of people don't like that map, but I actually quite do. I think there's interesting things you can do on that map. Like something that keeps me playing GBO2 is just how different each match can be, and that's
Mhm.
certainly one of those maps that can be that way. The only problem I have with it though is that we don't have enough high cost amphibious suits. So 600, 550, all the well, actually Pool was at 550, but 600 and up, it kind of a lot of people are like, ugh, playing through it. They kind of go through the motions playing at high cost water military port. But I actually quite like the map at the lower costs, and hopefully they'd get some amphibious suits for that. Because I think it's a pretty fun map to play on with the interesting things you can do in the different places you'll end up in a battle.
Oh,
It's
the
the kind of thing that
places you'll
keeps me
go.
in.
I was
Yeah,
thinking the same
the
thing.
places you'll go.
My only
It's
problem with
something that
it.
keeps me in the GBO2.
Yeah, my only problem with it though is the frames. Like being on a PS4, it kind of hurts a little bit, especially if a boat gets blown up.
I'm trying to snipe, but I can't. I'm too slow. The boat just exploded.
I just wait for these particle effects to go away.
Yeah. Lag. Help.
Thing too.
But yeah, anything else for new stuff, speculation and whatnot?
I can speculate a boss. Where's the big Zam?
Right?
Big Zam. Give me the Zaccarello. One of those, please.
Yeah, let's go backwards in bosses and actually do some stuff like that. I don't know.
Look, there's a reason why we've never fought the Big Zam, okay? The game technically has a story that takes place after a 1-year war, and if there was another version of the Big Zam, that would mean that they could mass produce it, and the Federation wouldn't have stood a chance. So, I mean, I don't know why you guys...
They already mass
Oh
produced it.
my goodness.
I don't know why you think you
lots
would
of
see one,
time.
Oh.
Amphibious enhanced double zeta. Oh my god.
Oh no.
Yeah, there you go.
Just
Put
do
some,
that on
put
there.
some fucking water
Flipper,
wings on the
Yeah.
enhanced double zeta.
Fucking easy Z
Things like
flipper.
the Aquatic Maps or the Aquatic GBO1 for high cost, you know.
Yeah, I was thinking about the GPO1 water version too. Like I was gonna say, like I don't know if GPO2 or 3 has a aquatic version, but like Easy 8 has different versions. Like there's a space version. They still have like lower cost variations that they could do. And I mean,
Like
I still
the
think,
obvious one is the Thunderbolt one. The why am I
Atlas
forgetting the
Gundam.
name of it? Yeah, Atlas.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was about to say that one too. Like I still personally think the stuff from Thunderbolt was just a promotion, and they don't really have any plans to add anymore. But Atlas would be a good one. I think when they redid the water mechanics, that was our best chance to get Atlas Gundam. I don't see it happening if they didn't do it then.
Right.
Trying to remember, they released the Methus for that, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Like
Flying suit for underwater is like, oh, thanks, you fucked it up.
that's the funny thing, that flying suits are so good at underwater.
Submarine.
But okay. If we don't have anything else though for new stuff though, anything else?
Think of.
Okay.
About it.
Then let's go ahead and get into some shout out. So you want to go ahead, Aqua, go ahead and let everybody know what you got going on, what you got coming up, where they can find you, all that good stuff.
All right, well, I'm Aqua Vengeance. I have the YouTube channel Aqua Vengeance. Usually just post GBO2 every Friday. At least try to get a GBO2 stream in, like spectator stream, which honestly I think needs to be fixed up a little bit to be just able to see in custom match in general. But that, and I try to play some other games here and there. And yeah, usually on Friday I try to do a stream. Most of the time it's GBO2. I call them chill streams. And other than that, I at least try to post a video every day. If you guys want to check it out, I'm not like the best player in GBO2. I want to try, I think I can do it. I'm a little trained that couldn't, but yeah, that's pretty much it. Just have a YouTube channel, post GBO2, and hopefully when Gundam Evolution comes out, I can get some videos of that. I recently got an Elgato, and I think that would look nice and crisp on a video. About it for me.
Cool. Gustav?
Alrighty, so Gustav 13th, Gustav _X on most social media stuff. Currently, our secondary game is Triangle Strategy. I'm trying to do dailies every day for Gundam Battle Operation 2. Hopefully, we're also getting that network test revolution going forward. And besides that, just trying to keep up with stuff on YouTube, doing some other posts on other things like TikTok and that stuff. See what's going to go on for the future as well. Because eventually I do want to do, was it the Judgment series? Probably after Triangle Strategy. We'll see. Next.
And I am GamingEmblem. I play and stream video games on the internet. You can find me at Twitch. We have some videos posted on the tubes. I have a occasionally updated Twitter. You can find out what's going on. We have a Discord. Probably to stream in the Discord or the more up to date things. Definitely recommend checking things out there. Also playing Triangle Strategy with a little bit of a splash. We do Battle Operation, Triangle Strats. I was playing Elden Ring before Triangle Strategy dropped. We also like to play stuff like Super Robot Wars. Just definitely like probably like more IP powered mecha things. Like specifically if it's been in an anime, I'm probably interested in playing it at some point in time. You know, I've never been like a Chrome Hounds or BattleTech kind of guy or anything like that, but I'll be the first to admit I'm a giant weeb. So if we got some like Japanese robos in it, I'm always kind of interested in checking it out. We play those kind of games. But yeah, gaming, internet, fun, GamingEmblem. Feel free to check it out.
Cool. And as always, everybody's links and stuff will be down in the description below. Again, I'll say, Aqua, thanks for coming on. It was really fun. And
You guys for inviting me.
Yep. But I am EG Magnum. I stream on Twitch. Got a Twitter, YouTube channel, Discord, all that good stuff. I've actually set up my Instagram where I was in the hospital and whatnot, but I still haven't posted anything on it because I hardly pick up my phone. Oops. But anyway, it's technically there. But yeah, I'll be doing some clan ranked right after this. I think we have enough people for that. That starts 15 minutes ish, and then other than that, probably that's all I'm going to be doing for tonight. I don't know if I'll be streaming tomorrow, but we'll be back for sure on Monday with what I hope is Elden Ring. But you know, I could do Gundam dailies and then be like, "Yo, Lost Ark dailies, what's up?" and then play 6 hours of Lost Ark. But you know that happens. But at some point within the next, probably a couple of weeks, I'll be doing Elden Ring. But other than that, though, I know Emblem mentioned some just other mecha games. One that I have on the back burner, well, not really on the back burner, but just stashed away somewhere for a rainy day, is Daemon X Machina. I've been wanting to try that out. That looks like a lot of fun.
That's fun.
Yeah,
Fun game. I played that.
Definitely one of those that I've been saving up. But yeah. But other than that, that's pretty much the main thing right now. Lost Ark, Gundam, and then hopefully Elden Ring will be my triple set of games for the upcoming next couple of weeks. But yeah. Anyway, like, comment, subscribe, all that. Let us know in the description, the comments down below what you thought about what we talked about in this video and all that good stuff. But anyway, guys, that'll be it for this one. Thanks for watching. Have a good one. Peace.
Later.
Have a good one.